Hello, and welcome back to another day of Crypto Observance with the Crypto Observers, a podcast that lives on the frontier of the cryptocurrency revolution.
It's important to note that these are just our observations and not to be considered professional financial advice. But we are active investors in cryptocurrency
as well as experienced entrepreneurs on the pursuit of financial freedom while exploring new ideas, emerging industries, and the limitless potential of the future. Hello. Welcome to another great day with the Crypto Observers.
Good morning. It is October 23rd, and we're sitting here looking at the Coinbase website, looking at the excruciating drop that Bitcoin is experiencing, as well as Litecoin and all of the other major coins. We got Bitcoin at 7,464 this morning, Ethereum at 158.97, Bitcoin Cash at 208.70, Litecoin's at 48.80.
Oh my goodness, I haven't seen Litecoin below $50 in at least a year. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they're definitely flopping. Looking here at the most changed, it looks like the DAI coin is up 97%, but still at 102, $1.02. Basic attention token is taking probably the least amount of the impact this morning. It's still at 24 cents with just a 1.79% drop there.
Yeah, it's actually, in reality, going up. I believe last night it was at about 23 cents throughout the day yesterday.
So that
and now it's up to 24. I think some of that may be simply because people are trying to hide their funds from this falling market and putting them into basic attention or these other smaller tokens.
Yeah. It's a real good safe fall for all the volatility right now.
Yeah, I mean, extremely volatile market right now. Literally, it's all red on Coinbase. We've got some tokens that are down 10% in the last 24 hours. I think even the smallest gains are about 4% losses overnight. So keep your eyes on the market. Things are not looking great, but as many of you know, crypto's bounced back almost immediately.
Yeah, it's a pretty consistent fluctuation, I would say. Right now, this is more of an unusual dip than what we have been seeing, but typically they do go back up, and there are always strategies to utilize this downtime to make the most of your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good time to buy when the coins are lower, especially if you see the future potential. They'll definitely come back up. But let's look at some reasons that the market could be fluctuating, what's causing some of that volatility. I think we had some topics that we were planning on going over, the first of which being taxes as far as your cryptocurrency purchases or when you go to trade cryptocurrency. How do the taxes work on those profits?
Yeah, and it really does vary based off of which state you're in, how you have to handle your own income, as far as like if you happen to be a day trader where you are trading currencies as your main source of income. So that's really become a new model or a new foundation for people to not only earn money for themselves, but to help other people with investing and earning extra income on the side. So there are a lot of taxation issues that are coming up where it's kind of like, I feel like they're just now kind of setting the precedent of what needs to be done whenever you...
as far as the government is?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, that's the whole point is they're trying to, I think they see the profitability of the market. Now they're trying to set up the regulations to which Uncle Sam still gets his dollar at the end of the day.
Right, or a certain percent of his cut. Or
yeah, for sure. I will say that figuring out the taxes on your cryptocurrency transactions may not be the easiest thing in the world. However, Coinbase does offer some tools. So again, we always provide our link to Coinbase so that you can set up your account and start investing. And that will be in the description of this episode. You can also find that at generationarchitect.org under our podcast and videos section. Now, if you were to go to coinbase.com, they do offer under your account, you can select tools, and there is a tax center. And in the tax center, you'll find your transaction history. So that's going to show you all of the purchases that you've made in the past through Coinbase. You can also find a gain loss calculator, and it'll allow you to calculate per year per wallet. So for every different token you've purchased, you can get a report of that year as to whether or not that portfolio was profitable. And I think that some of those tools will be beneficial to you if you were to go in, get those reports, download them, print them, take them to a tax advisor. It would streamline the process and allow you to get your tax information documented and paid without any legal troubles.
Right. Yeah, those are really good steps to notate there. It's almost kind of like printing out your W-2 from your employer and taking it to your CPA or your accountant, and you don't necessarily have to take those exact steps, but this is like the new route that you would definitely need to be taking to make sure that you're not getting caught in any kind of legal loophole where you're gonna be caught by surprise by unforeseen taxes or fees. It's definitely important to focus on that, and I do believe any good investor will suggest that to you to keep track of what taxes you potentially will owe.
I mean, and definitely if you're getting more and more serious about cryptocurrency, it's something you want to consider. If you are day trading or just hodling until bigger gains, it's going to be important that once those gains do come around, that you're prepared and you understand that you do have some tax obligation, and it doesn't blindside you and then take away all of your earnings.
Exactly. Yeah.
And from what I can tell, to file for your Bitcoin or other coin earnings, that would be reported in a Schedule D, which is an attachment of the Form 1040. And depending on the type of dealing, which decides the type of income from cryptocurrency, ordinary income, or capital gain, the income should be reported under the correct head in the appropriate columns of the form. So I would look into that, get started with a Schedule D and 1040 form, and that should walk you through the process of how to prepare your Bitcoin or other coin taxing information. But moving on, because we all hate taxes.
Yeah, I feel like moving towards a decentralized platform will really refresh what we're doing as a whole society. And so I would just kind of want to take a minute to just maybe talk about a few, maybe just like top 5 upcoming industries that, while it demands patience, we can still see a lot of growth in these upcoming industries that are in a lot of ways backed by blockchain, and like again they're decentralized, which I think means in the future we potentially won't have to be worried about this unfair taxation.
Yeah, I think we definitely will move further and further away from this system that we have in place right now. I mean, especially with emerging industries, blockchain is likely going to be a part of every industry in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the possibilities are endless, so it's hard to say.
Top 5, maybe. Which 5 industries have you been seeing impacted the most from maybe just the blockchain approach, or well, for me, I was going to mention Google's new AR platform, the AR Core.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's not necessarily just blockchain specific.
Okay, but I mean, as far as augmented reality, virtual reality.
Yeah, just new technological advancements.
I would consider that an emerging industry. I think cryptocurrency and blockchain will play a huge role. If anyone's seen movies like Ready Player One, imagine an online atmosphere in which all the transactions are done via cryptocurrency through Bitcoin or Litecoin, any other available currency at the time. Also, blockchain would allow you to document your character or any online information in a secure way,
and
that it can't be hacked.
Any kind of flair or anything that you get in the game could essentially be kept track of, because like right now that application kind of seems non-specific, but if think of keeping track of other kinds of just records or any information that you need within a game platform. I feel like that would really be beneficial, especially if you were keeping track of gaming in a competitive scene, like keeping track of people's scores or like playtime, depending on whatever game they're playing.
But blockchain itself is going to be an emerging industry all on its own. I think that's just the tentacles are gonna spread, and it'll be the monster that takes over everything, kind of like the internet has been. Other than that, if we were to do an internet search, some of the emerging industries that show up are drones, cannabis, augmented and virtual reality again. The possibilities of augmented virtual reality are almost worthy enough of having a whole podcast dedicated to
right,
just that.
I would agree. That's also something that we've been following pretty closely, and we just recently saw that the platform that Google released to help create new augmented reality games or advertisements has just recently been released, so people
Google's
can start.
AR Core, yes.
People are gonna start creating with that as if they haven't already. It's
and
just more
the
easy.
difference between what's available now to create augmented reality projects and what AR Core is offering is that they have now developed a technology that allows for markerless augmented reality.
Oh, cool.
So previously you had to print off some kind of image, and then when you opened an app and held your phone up to the image, you could then see the augmented reality graphic or animation. Now, Google has made it so that you can develop and program these augmented reality experiences, and anybody can access them with this app without having to actually see a specific image.
Which I think is brilliant, and it's really going to revolutionize the marketing industry. I feel like it would be easier to kind of exchange information without paper. So almost like having an infographic in an app where, you could kind of like see it in real time and maybe interact with it more.
Yeah, or anytime people put up like flyers on a light post.
Right.
Instead of doing that, we'll have this app, and you walk around with the app, and anytime you open it, it'll show you these digital posts that people have placed in different locations. And I think that the potential for that could stretch out to glasses, contact lenses.
Yeah, definitely making it more able to see all the time. So imagine that you could just have the app to see these one specific kind of clothes that you're interested in wearing on yourself, or even a mirror like you were talking about.
Yeah, or even, so let's say, with the internet, originally we had a bunch of different search engines, Ask Jeeves, Google, all the ones that are around. I don't even remember, even Bing. So lately it's been getting more and more limited. Google is becoming extremely successful. What I foresee happening is that if we were to have an augmented reality space, it would be dominated by a few companies, one being Google. Google would develop a platform, and then whenever anyone wears these glasses, anything that's uploaded to the Google AR platform, you'll be able to see. Whether that's clothes, whether that's a posting, whether it's some kind of digital ad, you'll be able to see it just walking around your city. And you won't have to switch apps. You won't have to get a download. You just literally be streaming the information as you walk around.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's super futuristic. I'm really excited.
I think that's what's on the way.
I'm excited for the future because I already wear glasses, Like, I already have to have these things on my face to help me see anyways. It would be pretty cool if if I could spend this much money and have a little bit more.
Like getting a laptop right on your face,
Yeah. And, I mean, I don't even know the repercussions of things like that. Again, like Bluetooth frequencies and all these other things that interact.
That's a good point.
Interact with your body all the time. I wonder how much of an effect that'll have on my eyes in particular.
You wouldn't want 5G glasses just resting on your nose all day.
And then all of a sudden they just burn through my face. And now I can't take them out.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
So definitely wait until like the beta versions are passed.
Right.
It's gotten good.
Yeah, wait till it's truly released.
Right, and long-term studies have been done about the side effects. Just be safe.
I think that's wise.
But I do really look forward to the future of just all the technological industries that are not only backed by blockchain, but integrated into platforms that we're already familiar with. So, for instance, Libra Coin and its progress and its release date is supposedly going to be in 2020, and not exactly a certain time in 2020 that they've said, but again, I just feel like it's really interesting to follow the progress that other future technologies are kind of.
Yeah, I think just to see what's coming out, be aware of the new markets. And Libra Coin has been in the media a lot, and it almost seems like it's just not gonna happen. Now that could be them pulling the wool over our eyes, and then Libra Coin comes out and it dominates the cryptocurrency space. But it does seem like it's kind of falling apart. I've heard that MasterCard, Visa, and PayPal have all backed out of Libra Coin.
I did hear that as well, and I feel like they.
Those were the biggest supporters of Libra Coin, really.
Right.
Kind of what was giving it its steam and its momentum. So now that they've backed out, it's hard to imagine this still being a successful project. I did also read that Mark Zuckerberg has a meeting today, actually, with the Financial House Committee. And they plan to hear him out about the purpose of Libra Coin and what it's going to provide or offer. And it looks like Mark Zuckerberg is attempting to make a plea that Libra Coin is going to allow for equality for all. It's going to, let me see if I can get into this article specifically. Zuckerberg will push cryptocurrency as remedy for inequality on Axios.com. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg will tell the House Financial Services Committee Wednesday that Facebook's Libra cryptocurrency project will help bring millions of people who don't use banks into the financial system and help the U.S. overcome global challenges from China and other competitors, according to a new advanced copy of his testimony. So his testimony is pretty much just going to say that Libra Coin can help push us into the future, maybe even help us surpass China and their economic development. I think this is one of those things you're going to give out to the community. Tell us what you know about Libra Coin, how you feel about it. Do you think it's going to be a successful project? And if so, what are going to be some of the consequences of that success? Or what is Libra Coin going to bring about for the typical person, American or in other countries?
Yeah, that's definitely a good suggestion. We'd want to hear your feedback and your perspective on this because there are a lot of there's a lot of negativity around.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation.
Right, a lot of speculation, a lot of not being sure of what will happen because a precedent hasn't been set when companies who already exist that are humongous like Facebook try to develop their own kind of currency. I think that really scares the government, and it scares probably every elite member of society who doesn't want things to change. So I do back the idea of any kind of new currency. I feel like it would be really awesome if it had some not so traditional support from like Visa or all these other more mainstream suppliers. It'd be awesome to see newer businesses step in and take the place of like a decentralized platform, right? Just not the old way of doing things,
right?
Not so integrated with our current and existing like credit card system. It needs to be.
And I think that's where some of the fear around Libra comes from. You have people that are in this cryptocurrency space specifically for the privacy and the decentralization that it offers to get you away from those big banking companies. And when you see a large company like Facebook that's already had problems with actually keeping people's data safe and stored correctly and how they utilize our data, it's kind of intimidating to see that they're planning on taking over a cryptocurrency or taking over currency on the internet. And again, they're going to have more of our private information, our financial data, and who's to say that they're going to utilize that in a way that's beneficial for the common person?
Right.
So there's always going to be some reasons to be skeptical. I mean, I think it is best to have an open mind towards the new developments, but just be aware of what they're offering, and maybe that can be an indication that it's time for you to create something of your own, and you might have ideas that compete with those larger industry ways of thinking.
Yeah, I feel like it's fun to look back on and kind of compare the cryptocurrencies to other currency trading markets. For instance, like Forex and the way that that site actually runs. It's kind of similar to what I suppose the cryptocurrency market is becoming. So it's kind of a good platform to see similar growth patterns.
Yeah, there's actually, if you really look into it, and I'm going to encourage everyone to do that, there's actually quite a few platforms out there that not only allow you to exchange and trade cryptocurrency, but also to invest in cryptocurrency. There's a company by the name of Bitcoin IRA, and they are partnering with a company by the name of Genesis to allow you to purchase, just what the name implies, Bitcoin IRAs or Roth. I'm sorry. What is an IRA?
Individual retirement account?
There you go. Yeah. And these companies are coming together. They're making it more affordable and less of a burden to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
There's also platforms like Jack's Wallet, Bread Wallet, BRD. That's actually an app you can download on your phone right now and start buying Bitcoin. There's blockchain.info, and as weird as the domain name sounds, that is actually also a crypto exchange. My Ether Wallet, Trezor. So get out there, do your research. But Mindy, which site were you looking into?
As far as what?
For trading. You had brought up Forex, I think.
That's just for exchanging other currencies, not necessarily.
Not necessarily cryptocurrency?
No, not necessarily cryptocurrency. And I was thinking just like comparing markets as far as like Forex is concerned. Also just like gold, precious metals, gold and silver, and then the way that they exchange those goods or the way
commodities.
Right, because it's different exchanges that are really interesting. Because they do provide what I see, just like similar cycles and patterns that we're seeing in the cryptocurrency market. Not that I'm not too interested in investing particularly in anything other than cryptocurrency at the moment. But I do know individuals make a lot of money by exchanging, for instance, currency from let's see, I'm trying to see, like the US dollar to like a Canadian dollar or the euro.
There's definitely the potential to make money there with currency exchanging, as well as commodities trading. And you bringing that up reminded me of ETFs. And we were talking about ETFs an episode or so ago. And again, that is futures trading or exchange traded funds. And so I was doing some reading, and there was a particular portion here where they described an ETF, or they gave I would say a case study or a story. And so I just wanted to read a bit of that to give our listeners a better impression of what an ETF is and how that could be beneficial. We had some questions about that. So a derivative is a financial contract or asset whose price is determined by the price of something else. For instance, you want to buy a commodity, say bushels of corn, as an investment, hoping that the price of corn will go up. But you don't want to store 1,000 bushels of corn in your garage. You can instead buy a futures contract, which specifies that at some determined point to come, you'll take delivery of that corn. If the price of corn goes up, so will the price of the futures contract, which you can then sell to someone else for a profit. So essentially, you are purchasing an asset or a commodity at one price and then holding that contract rather than holding the actual asset or commodity, and selling the contract, hopefully at a higher price than what you purchased it at.
Right. It's like an agreement on in the future to set a date to exchange.
Yes.
Futures exchange.
So, just like stocks, there's a lot of ways to get into cryptocurrency trading. What I would suggest for anyone getting into cryptocurrency trading is, first of all, you want to get to know the coin, or get to know a couple of coins that you actually like. Watch their trends. You want to see what the highs are and what the lows are.
Yeah.
And
definitely read the white papers on them.
yeah, know as much as you can about them before you
Right.
get invested. So you have an idea of where the price is going to go and when it's going to go there.
Right. There's also a lot of activity within the cryptocurrency market at night while we are sleeping. It's not similar to like the stock market where it closes. So we've noticed like extreme spikes and dips overnight because of activity while we're asleep, but it's still daytime in, for instance, Asia and anywhere on the other side of the planet. So you would want to set alerts. That's what I feel like is
so you can still be aware of what's going on.
Utilizing the apps and their immediacy to alert you within their notifications. You can kind of set those or use them at your preference, but I feel like that's kind of just a really wise approach to not sleeping on your money.
And so you're going to be setting alerts if you're using something like Coinbase. If you're using maybe a more in-depth platform such as Kraken, that would require you to set calls and puts, which is actually where you're going to set the price of which you would buy into an asset and then set the price where you would sell out of an asset. So that's a little more complicated. On Coinbase, you simply set an alert. I think it only allows you to set alerts on Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum right now. But those alerts will then notify you on your device that the price has gone higher or lower than what your alert was set to. And that could be your indication to buy or your indication to sell, whichever you decide.
Right. So again, we are not certified as far as giving financial advice, but we do welcome questions. So if you want to send us any questions that you have about investing or where to start, or you can check below for our links. We do have some affiliate links for programs like Coinbase, where if you do end up investing, like they will give us a portion, and you can make references to have other people start investing. So it does kind of build a community of people that you might know who would be interested in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, so on Coinbase, if you sign up with our link, you will receive an additional $10 once you have invested your first $100. And then crypto observers would receive $10 as well. And again, we're trying to build a community here, so we want to provide you with the same opportunity. Once you sign up for Coinbase, you can then share that experience with your friends and family, and potentially receive $10 as they sign up, but also give the gift of $10 to that individual.
Right. And the holidays are coming up, so again, I would say support local business as much as you can, and even maybe consider giving cryptocurrency as a gift to somebody who is maybe curious about getting into it but doesn't like the risk aspect of it. If you just invest $10 for somebody and then give them an account to kind of manage, they can see the ups and downs within any market, whatever they choose to transfer it to or learn about. So that can be a really good heads up even for younger adults. I feel like a lot of schools are not at all bringing this type of information to that platform. So it would be a good way to also teach the younger generation about the benefits and the future within blockchain technology and cryptocurrency, because it is really exciting, and it's breaking barriers in ways of getting children's attention through books and games.
And it's the future. I mean, it's really progressive. It's relevant. It's what they're going to be utilizing. I think that schools should really be focused more on these emerging industries like AI and augmented virtual reality and blockchain.
Right. Teaching through those methods will revolutionize the entire school industry. I'm really excited about seeing that get turned over because I've mentioned before, I think, I homeschool my daughter. I actually have a GV homeschoolers page for the local area that I'm in, but there aren't very many people who homeschool around here. There's not much of a community around it yet.
Yeah, and it's all just about building that. So if you are in the area and you're homeschooling, feel free to reach out to that Facebook page.
Yeah, or reach out to people in your area about potentially helping you invest in cryptocurrency. If you're really wanting to get into that, you can look for people who are doing that, who specialize in that and can actually meet with you. Or if you're in the Kansas City area, we would definitely be willing to meet you.
Yeah, we certainly would. And my organization, Generation Architect, is actually hosting an event in the coming year, Ignite KC, which we've hosted for the last 2 years successfully. And I'd like you to come out. We're going to be discussing cryptocurrency. I'll have some expert speakers there to dive a little deeper, and also going to be touching on different business topics. So if there's some things that you'd like to hear more about in person, definitely reach out, let us know what those topics are, and I'll try to get some speakers out to cover those topics. We'll also have music performances at Ignite KC, and I think it's going to be a really thrilling night for any entrepreneurial spirits.
Yeah, really looking forward to that, and just kudos to Christian for setting up these types of events to keep the community organized and thinking along these lines, because it's really aimed towards growth, and I'm inspired by how hard you work to make sure that it comes together every year.
Well, I appreciate you seeing that, and
yeah.
I'm always willing to help other people do that, and that's literally the purpose of Generation Architect. So feel free to reach out if you've got ideas but you feel stuck or stagnant. Definitely want to help you get on the right path and moving forward.
Yeah, definitely want to encourage you to meet other people, like-minded individuals who are wanting the same things that you're wanting, and not necessarily staying within your same close bubble of friends who may or may not be holding you back with your ideas and telling you that you can't do it, because we want you to believe in yourself. You need to become who you need to be for you.
And if you are a business owner, or you're someone out there trying to promote themselves and you're struggling or stressed out, reach out as well. We do marketing. We do offer marketing services, and would be happy to help limit some of that stress for you or remove it entirely simply by handling your online interactions with your customers,
right,
and bringing more profits into your business.
With True Target Marketing. That's Christian's
so you can reach out to truetargetmarketing.com if you're looking for any marketing assistance, or maybe you just don't really know where to go with your business and how to get it advertised to the right people.
Yeah, and I would encourage to take the best care of your body that you can. I also have a yoga page where I emphasize holistic nutrition. I think it's important to get enough nutrients into your body every day as well, and just, maintain balance through all areas of your life too.
And Mindy has dedicated several years of actually going to school and obtaining an education and a background in holistic healing and healthy dieting.
Right, and making it a lifestyle for myself to just show other people that it is possible. Yeah. So, again, we want to thank you for listening, and we really appreciate your crypto observance and your interest in cryptocurrency, because we know it is like the next up and I don't know how to put it other than to say maybe a revolution. It's really the revolution of
crypto
times.
Revolution. We appreciate you joining us on this journey and becoming a crypto observer, and we're just going to continue to evolve.
Yeah.
And we'd like you to be a part of that process.
Yeah. Thank you again. I hope you have a lovely day.
Check out the links in the description. We'll see you soon. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Crypto Observers. As always, we had a great time and hope you did as well. Tell us how you feel in the comments, like us on Facebook at Crypto Observers, and be sure to follow us so you don't miss future episodes. In every episode, we try to provide our listeners with beneficial resources that can make you a better crypto investor and a more successful entrepreneur.
So if you're new to cryptocurrency and simply want to start investing with as little as $5, Coinbase is the place to be. With an intuitive user interface and live monitoring of your portfolio from your phone or computer, Coinbase is the perfect online exchange for beginners, and even more for experienced investors. Use our link to get $10 of crypto for free when you invest your first $100.
Are you struggling to make online payments? Does your bank charge unnecessary fees? Need a checking or savings account fast? Consider switching to Chime Banking, an online banking platform that provides you with all the same resources as a traditional bank. Easily get a checking account with accessible routing and account numbers, cashback savings, a custom debit card, and above all else, no fees. Use our link to create an account today, entirely free.